Welcome to the wardrobe video. So in this video, one of the things I'm for sure going to be doing is trying on nearly everything in my closet. Now, one of the things that I'm not going to be trying on are dresses. That's just because I have a very small collection and I'm not really in a position right now to get rid of any of those. I also don't wear dresses all that often. They're just not really my favorite thing at the moment. I used to mostly wear dresses. Now I'm kind of in a phase where I'm not. So those, I won't be trying any of those on, and then I won't be trying on, like, I'll spare you the like pajamas and like my like ratty t-shirts that I wear to the gym. But I will be at least showing you pants and shirts. We'll see if I add in shoes later. The shoes are also kind of a sad situation. I have a very small collection and I've got one or two pairs that are awesome, and then I've got more than a few pairs that are not ideal and do eventually need to be replaced. So with that try on, the purposes of doing that, one of them is, for the possibility of a declutter, reorganize, but the main purpose is to figure out what I have, what basics or staples I'm missing, and where I am kind of failing to express myself in the way that I'd like to, via like color palette, kind of aesthetics, and like overall fit of my clothes. Let's go a little bit into what I like when it comes to color. I tend to look better in colors that are on the cooler toned side. It doesn't really have to be like that big of a deal on me, I think, but I tend to look better in like a navy blue than I would necessarily in like a bright red or orange. I never look good in orange. Orange always looks terrible on me. Most of the time yellow does as well. And then very, very bright colors tend to wear me. I think they're really beautiful, but I tend to look better in kind of dustier, muted colors. So I definitely like when you look at a color and it looks like it's like, if it's a blue shirt, if it looks like it's blue mixed with gray, or kind of like a dustier pink or a dustier green. Those are kind of what I like to stick to. I also like to stick to, for the most part, outside of like white and the occasional piece here and there, I tend to like colors that are on the medium to darker tones when it comes to like chroma. I don't really love lighter, brighter, paler tones for the most part. There are some that I like. I do like a light gray. And then of course white is just kind of its own thing. My neutrals, I tend to look, honestly, like gray looks more neutral on me than white does. And then like a really dark blue looks more neutral on me than black. So I'm kind of somewhere in this like gray tone. Even what I'm wearing right now, you can see it a little bit, but even this red isn't necessarily like a bright red, but kind of like a duskier, darker, more muted red. And that tends to be how I like to wear color. As for fits, when I do the try on portion of it, that is not at all going to reflect what I prefer in fits when it comes to my clothes. I am definitely struggling with what I have. I hope you cannot hear my fiance. He is gaming at the moment, so I hope you can hear me and not him. We're only one room away, but so apologies if you hear a little bit in the background. Yeah, I've got on here not too tight, not too structured or stiff. If I feel like or look like I can't move very well in what I'm wearing, I don't tend to wear it well. And then I'm not, like, I don't want my clothes to be too fussy. Like, there definitely can be some details to it, but I don't want them to be details that get in the way of my movement. So that's kind of, I don't know if any of that makes sense, but that's kind of where my mind is when it comes to the fit, the overall fit of my outfits as a whole. I like to be able to move. I like a little bit of definition, at least around the waist. And yeah, I like them to be a little more on the casual and loose side. So as for aesthetic, so aesthetics and styles, this is where I have evolved a lot over the years. The only thing I can look back on and want to still apply today is basically my, like, when I was, 15? Probably from the ages of like 12 to 15, the very like pastel grunge Tumblr era, early like 2010s, alternative, yeah, very like Tumblr-esque. that was definitely my vibe at the time, and I do like to incorporate some of that into my current wardrobe. So mostly within like the color palette and the vibe, which I know is not very clear. But that's just kind of why it's like aesthetic. Like what I mean when I'm saying like aesthetic or styles is it is just kind of a vibe. I would really like this like hauntingly whimsical vibe when it comes to like dresses and skirts. If the color palette, if I could keep the color palette on a little more of a gothic vibe, and then just kind of have flowier fabrics, lots of layers. This is definitely a huge transition for my wardrobe. You'll see in the try on, but it is going to require what I imagine is going to be a lot of thrifting, and a lot of vision while I'm thrifting, knowing how I'm going to put things together. It is definitely going to be a lot of work to get to a place where I feel like my wardrobe actually reflects me and allows me to visually express myself the way that I would like to. But that is where we are starting. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the try-ons, and then when we're done, after we get to look through all of those, I want to talk a bit about basics and talk about what I feel like I'm missing when it comes to the basics department. So these first couple pairs of pants are just going to be workout / fitness related. I've only got one pair of leggings, one pair of running shorts. The next pair of shorts that I have is a kind of sweatpant material. It's also good for the gym, whether that be cardio or lifting. And then a pair of bike shorts. I think these are fine for what I need at the moment. This is one of my many pairs of black pants. This is more of a velvety material. They're a little bit lower on the rise than my other pants, and I pretty much like them. These are more of a pair of like office pants. They are a dark gray. It's kind of hard to tell, but these are probably my most worn pants because they feel like pajamas, but they look like I can go out in them into public. This is just like the dark gray pair of pants, also kind of an office pant. I think they're all fine. I'm not in love with any of them. So I don't even really know what to call this pair of pants, to be completely honest. It's kind of like chinos, kind of like a cargo thing going on with the pockets. I think the rise is pretty unflattering. Same thing with the next two pairs of jeans. This pair and the next pair are the same cut, size, design, and they are definitely too short for me. They're a little cropped, and the rise is just not flattering for my body type, I think. So eventually I would like to replace those as go-tos. This is a different pair of jeans. These are on the newer side. They're lower rise than I'm used to and more of a straight cut with like a boot cut at the end or at the bottom. I like them for now. So I've got a couple of pairs of linen shorts, this one and the next one. I think they're both from Old Navy, and I think they're fine. They're really comfortable. I think I definitely prefer the beige pair of shorts over the striped ones from before. And then I've got a pair of linen pants coming up. These might look a little pajama-y, but they are so great in the summer that they just are going to stay a staple. Buckle up for this one. We have a lot of shirts. This one is newer. I think it's cute. This is definitely one of my very few shirts that I would call a basic. Obviously, it's for fall and winter, but it's a good layering piece. This sweater, I think is cute. Not in love with the fit, to be completely honest. I don't know how to explain this one, but she probably needs to go. It's comfortable. It's something. This has all the potential in the world to be so cute. I just think that a crop fit may not be for me, and also I would have to iron this way more than I'm actually going to. Okay, this is fine, sort of. This is one of a few shirts that I have that used to be my fiance's. I love this cute little t-shirt. It's from a music festival. This is one of my few tank tops. I have very few, so I'm probably not going to get rid of any of those. I think this one is fine. I don't think it's amazing. Yes, another button-up. This one was not my fiance's, but there are so many button-ups. I don't really know how many of those I need. I don't know what this shirt is. It's comfy. It looks cuter over a tank top. I have no explanation for this shirt, to be completely honest with you. This one's cute. This is a good crop length. It's not too short. I like the way it fits. Again, I love a gray, especially a dark gray. This can be just a t-shirt to wear out, but it's also good in the gym. This is super cute when it's buttoned or unbuttoned and worn as like a cardigan. I do like that a lot. Cute little sweater. Well, this one needs to go. There's just nothing about this fit that would work with anything. This is another very like flowy button up. She's comfy. Looks a little too comfy as well, if you know what I mean. Kind of like pajamas. Another basic. I think this is the same one as the white turtleneck from before, just in black. Do not be fooled. This is not the same shirt. This is a little mock neck. And I love a mock neck. I apparently love a black mock neck or turtleneck. I really love the way that the sleeves, like the shoulders, are cut on this. I like this shirt a lot. The next one is so much cuter in person than on video. You'll have to trust me. I usually wear it with a different bra so you don't see like the lace peeking out. I don't know what this is or where this came from, but this is leaving my closet today. Okay, this one I don't normally wear with a bra, so try to ignore the lace underneath. It is pretty cute, definitely with like a pair of blue jeans in the summer. I used to love this. I'm just not sure that it looks good. Another one of my fiance's shirts. I feel like this one is one of the better ones. If I keep any of them, it might be this one. Just because I think like a denim top is good to have. This is another one of them. I don't really know what's going on with the pattern here. I think this has to go. Okay. This is definitely an older style of t-shirt, very long. This is a t-shirt from Austin City Limits Music Festival. I think this used to be my mom's t-shirt. I love it. This is one of two Old Navy tank tops. When I bought them, I didn't realize that this one was long and the next one is cropped. It's kind of a weird length. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think I like the pink one more because of the length. Yeah, this one. But I like the blue color more. So I'm never really sure how I feel about either of them. This is the last of my fiance's shirts that I took. I don't love this color, and I just don't think I have a reason to wear this, so this should probably go too. I thrifted this knit sweater forever ago, and I love it. It's a great layer. Love this, love the fit, so comfortable. I have it in blue right here. I love these. I think the gray one is my favorite. Again, I would wear a different bra with this tank top, so try to ignore that. This tank top is also cuter in person. Oh yeah, a couple of my cardigans. I feel like this green one's kind of cute. It really doesn't matter, to be honest, if this gray one is cute or not, because I wear it around the house. And this white one, I'm never sure of. I feel like it's cute over some things, not cute over others. It's just very boxy, so I'm not sure how I feel about the shape of it. Okay, so after going through that, I definitely was able to make a list of things that need to be removed from the closet. Now, my strategy when it comes to that, because I have gotten rid of many things in the past that I have regretted getting rid of, what I like to do is take things out of my closet that I think I want to declutter and then put them in a bag or put them in a box like under my bed and have a certain amount of time set, mark it on a calendar or something, and within that amount of time, I like to do it over like a season transition as well, just to make sure that I'm not taking out basics that I actually need. If I haven't pulled that piece out of the bag or box that it's hiding in before the time frame that I've set, the end of the time frame that I set, then I can get rid of all of them. So I remove them from my closet, but I don't fully get rid of them until I feel much more sure about getting rid of them. But I definitely have a list of things that need to move over there, like now, because I cannot be wearing some of the stuff I have in my closet. I did also kind of figure out some things, like I was talking about while we were going through them. We're definitely talking about things that I would like to replace with a better version. The jeans being a good example, but I did find some things that are like glaringly obvious that are missing in my wardrobe, just in general, like specific things or like in general basics that are missing. So for pants, I don't own any denim shorts. I kind of need to. I will admit they can be hard to find. Just the way that I am shaped, I already have an issue with pants of all kinds trying to find a rise that works for me, but also denim shorts tend to be short and I'm pretty tall and I need some more room. I need them to go down a little further on my leg without them being like a Bermuda length. That's definitely not what I'm looking for. I definitely want them to be on the shorter side, but I don't want to feel like I'm wearing denim underwear, which is what a lot of shorts, like denim shorts over the years, have felt like. They do tend to be really hard to find, but I need to figure something out because I'm fully missing denim shorts in my wardrobe. I also have a sad lack of skirts. I do have a denim skirt in my closet right now that I did not want to try on for this video because it is a mini skirt and it is mini. It is very small. It's also pretty tight right now, so it's something that I'm going to keep because based on the current trend of the progress I'm making with my body, I most likely will be able to fit into, or better, I can fit into it now, but fit into it better in the coming months or coming year. But that's just not for right now. With that said though, I just don't have other skirts, and I definitely miss the skater skirt era. I will say those were also kind of hard to find in a length that works for me. A lot of them did tend to be a lot shorter than I can get away with or want to get away with. So that'll be fun to look around and see if I can find a skater skirt or two that obviously, like, ideally one in black and then maybe one in more of like a gray plaid or pinstripe or something like that. And then I also, for the more like gothic boho sort of aesthetic that I would like to draw some inspiration from, I would like a long or mid-length skirt, ideally black skirt that's flowy and maybe has like a little bit of a lace aspect to it. I would like to find something like that. I would also like to find a couple of dresses that kind of fit the same vibe. Again, like in black, gray, maybe like a plum purple color, that would be really nice. I'm also missing just a basic LBD. Like, I cannot tell you the last time I had a reliable little black dress. I definitely need something like that. And I also would like a couple of dresses, maybe like, again, like a gray or a dark purple or something like that, of a shorter going out length. Those are also like, I love to layer that with tights and boots and stuff like that in the colder months. So I would love to find a little black dress. I cannot tell you the last time I had one of those, and that is definitely a closet staple in my opinion. I also am missing some very, very basics. I'm missing in the tank top department. I don't own a black tank top. I don't own a gray tank top. I definitely need to figure that out. Same thing with t-shirts. I don't have a basic white t-shirt. I don't have a basic black t-shirt. I don't know how that has happened, but I don't know how I don't have a white t-shirt, but I've got to get that figured out. I didn't go through my jackets because my jackets and coats are a little bit of an overwhelming category because I don't know what it is, between some of my grandmothers, great aunts, and great grandmothers that I have lost over the years. Somehow the thing that gets passed to me is a coat or a jacket, and it's amazing. I will say some of those women were so small, so short, so thin, teeny tiny ladies with like the width of their shoulders is like the width of where my straps are. So I cannot fit in all of them. But those are ones that are definitely staying in my possession for sentimental value. With that said, I feel like from my wearable coats and jackets, I have maybe two that even like appropriately match outfits or occasions, and probably zero that I genuinely like how they look, like the style of them, or have an actual desire to wear. So I need a denim jacket. I have not had a good denim jacket in a while. I have one that is kind of like fleece lined, although I'm pretty sure it was like a Target find that has probably like polyester fake fleece in it, but it's a much like chunkier jacket. It is really warm. I definitely appreciate it for that, but it definitely doesn't sit like a denim jacket. It doesn't replace a regular denim jacket. So I would love a regular blue denim jacket, a regular like black denim jacket. That would be awesome. I definitely need a black leather jacket. I have a black leather coat that is, I mean, it just looks like the Matrix. It's long. It goes with, I do love it. I want to keep it. But I want a regular length one. I think the last one I had was very cropped, and I don't want that either. I just want like a hip length, regular cut, straight cut, leather jacket. That I am going to do some hard looking for because I don't want plastic. Yeah. I know people are loving to say vegan leather lately. It is pleather, it's plastic. It's just a nice way to say plastic. I'm not planning on buying a new leather jacket, but I would love to find something vintage or just in general thrift. And honestly, it might be a men's jacket. I tend to prefer how those fit me. So maybe like a small men's or like a medium men's rather than a women's leather jacket, because those tend to be a little bit fitted in the waist, and I like the like straight up and down cut. And then I also am missing a much more casual, like outside, like a Carhartt jacket. Very utilitarian, but still can go with some things, but in a much more casual way. Yeah, so those are the basics that first came to mind when I was watching back the try-ons, and then just kind of searching through my Pinterest boards and trying to pick out the individual pieces in all of the outfits that I have saved, to see what I'm missing. When it comes to my shoes, we'll very, very quickly touch on shoes. Like I've said before in my other videos, I have a pair of black slip-on Vans that I wear every day. Every day. They're my go-to. I love them so much, to the point where they are pretty much falling apart. And I will be replacing them with the same pair of shoes. Again, I absolutely love them. With that said, my last pair of Chucks of Converse high tops were completely ruined. I'm so sorry if you can hear him. He's being so loud right now. But they were completely ruined. They definitely got their full use out of them before they died, but they did not get replaced. And so I have had a hole in my shoe collection that only Converse can fill. Ideally for me, I prefer a black high top and a white low top. The black high tops are definitely higher priority for me than the low tops, but I would like both. It's gonna be really funny if you can't hear it, but he's like dying laughing in the other room. Anyway, I also have a just like standard pair of black, like the classic black Doc Martens. I love those. I wear those all the time. And then outside of that, the rest of my, well, apart from one pair, the rest of my shoes are terrible in a word. I have a brown pair of knee-high boots that I have had since I was 14. They are awesome. They don't necessarily fit my ideal styles, but the pair of boots is just so good. It's such a good quality pair of boots, and it's lasted so long that those are just gonna stick around. I can always find at least a few occasions a year to wear them, or a few outfits a year that they work with. So those aren't going anywhere, but they're also definitely not go-tos. As for high heels, I struggle so much with heels. I also don't wear heels very often. I already feel tall enough, and yeah, it's just not my ideal way to dress up. Now, with that said, I still definitely need like a pair of nude heels. I've been in the last 2 years in a few weddings, and the nude heels are the required heel. So I do have those. They'll just be there to be used for those occasions until they fall apart or they start looking bad. I also have this really gorgeous chunky pair of brown heels that I love. I think they look amazing. I simply never wear them. I never wear them. They're so tall. They're so cute. I just don't have a reason to wear them. So there's that. And then I have this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pair of black heels that are so unbelievably uncomfortable that it really takes the right occasion. It really, really takes the right occasion for me to want to wear those, because wow, they are so painful. I also have a pair of black booties that the heel on them is way too tall for the way that I like them to look. They're also horribly uncomfortable, and every time I consider wearing those, I put on my Docs instead. So I probably don't need to keep those. As for sandals, I have a pair of like strappy black sandals with like a teeny tiny little kitten heel on them. Those are kind of like the nude heels in the sense that they are there for when I need a shoe like that, like very specific occasions, but it's definitely not something I go to. And then I have just a regular like throwaway pair of Old Navy plastic flip-flops that I feel like I just kind of have to have. I have a pair of sandals that I think are cute on paper, and then every time I put them on, I feel like they age me about 30 years. So I don't know if those will stay. I have a throw-on pair of like slip-on Birkenstocks. Those are definitely not for outfits. They are just to throw them on and go. And then I have a pair of New Balance tennis shoes that are very much for utility. They're kind of cute, but I don't make many outfits that tennis shoes go with. So in the shoe department, I don't really know what I'm missing. I definitely struggle with flats. Like I would really like to play around with different kinds of like flats and loafers, but I really struggle to find anything that once I put it on, I still like it. So I think the shoes are honestly like a separate issue altogether than the rest of my wardrobe. But with all of that said, I think I've at least got the first step to a declutter and some ideas for things that I am absolutely missing and things to look for in the thrift. So I'm thinking it's not going to be very soon, just like budget and timing wise, but when the time comes and I get to do like a full thrift day where I go and see what I can find, I'll probably take you with me, get some clips, and do a haul and come back to this and see what I'm still missing, what things I got to replace and what gaps just in general I got to fill in my wardrobe. So I hope this was something that was kind of interesting. I know I definitely don't have the most interesting wardrobe, but that's kind of why it's fun, in my opinion, to start this, because I have so much further to go. But yeah, I hope that this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and there will be more to come with the evolving wardrobe. But I will see you in the next one.